Welcome back to The Source. It is time for the news. I am your host, Joshua Werner. Let's get into it. First up, did you know that you could get brutally murdered in issue 6 of the Curse of Cleaver County? That's right. So this brand new ongoing horror comic book series, which launched an entire horror universe. It's being constructed by James Gunn and myself, and has a revolving door of creative teams as it moves around the Cleaver County map. We also have another series coming up called Murder by Mail, which is a full role-playing experience in a comic form that you can kind of interact and live in this world. So there's a lot happening with Curse of Cleaver County right now. Issue 1 is going to be in shops this month. The contest is this. All you have to do is go to a comic book store. You find a copy of Curse of Cleaver County #1. You take a selfie in the comic book shop with the book. That's it. Then you post it on Instagram. You tag at Cleaver County, which is a brand new Instagram account that just went up. You have to be following it to be eligible to win. And then you use the hashtag #KillMeInCleaver. Kill me in Cleaver. That's it. Then when we pick a winner, I think the contest is going to go on for 2 weeks. We let people go and take these photos and put them up and use the hashtag. Then we're going to choose one of you. I will personally reach out to you and we will plot your demise. Issue 6 of the Curse of Cleaver County is the first issue featuring the Direville Devil's story arc. You might remember the Direville Devil from the Curse of Cleaver County double feature one-shot where it introduced him. That is who is going to be murdering you. So, next up in the news, it is my saddest self that is reporting this. Ricou Browning has passed away. Ricou Browning was the last living Universal monster. He played the Gillman in Creature from the Black Lagoon for all of the underwater scenes. So all of those beautiful shots of the creature swimming underwater, they were all done by Ricou, and they were very dangerous. He was an actor and a stunt person. He reprised the role in The Revenge of the Creature and The Creature Walks Among Us, and he has passed away at age 93. I'm very lucky to have met Ricou and his daughter while in Atlanta, and they were very kind to me, and I was thrilled. I have a Creature from the Black Lagoon poster in my hallway that's autographed by him, and I absolutely treasure it. Next up, obviously there has been a ton of DC Universe news. Now, we used to call this DCEU, and now James Gunn is streamlining this to what is just now known as the DCU, and he is working on developing a main continuity stream. Now, obviously, we have multiple continuities between, the Batman, the Joker film, the Arrowverse, the DCEU films. There's a lot happening in that world. So we're going to dive in and look at what's coming up. We don't have all the answers to how DC is going to kind of fix all of this stuff or who is going to play what roles, but it's slowly being revealed as they continue making announcements. I'm not going to go into all of it because it is a ton. We would have to do an entire DC episode, but I'm going to do a quick list of some of the confirmed things that are happening in film and TV for DC on the horizon, and you guys can tell me what you're excited for in the comments. Let's take a look. So we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. That is next up. That's coming out on March 17th. After that, the much talked about Flash movie, The Flash, coming out in June 16th. After all of Ezra Miller's legal matters and proceedings, they are finally putting this movie out. And while they are claiming to kind of embrace Ezra Miller as the Flash in the DCU, there are currently no announced plans for him to appear in anything else other than this Flash movie for the foreseeable future. We have Blue Beetle. That's happening August 18th. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be coming out on December 25th. There will be a Joker sequel, Folie à Deux, which is going to come out in 2024, October 4th. And Joaquin Phoenix is going to be reprising his role, and Lady Gaga is coming on as Harley Quinn. For a company that's trying to streamline a single main universe, a Joker sequel really kind of throws that a wrench in that plan. There's already multiple Batman worlds that are being juggled, but unfortunately, they kind of have to because they're chasing the money, right? The Joker made a ton of money. Makes sense to do a sequel, even if it's not fitting into their vision or plans. The Batman Part 2, that is going to be coming out October 3rd, 2025. So we have a while to wait for that one, which is sad. That's a much longer gap between films than most of us would like, I imagine. Plus, you know, it was generally seen as a great movie, and people tended to enjoy the direction, the vision of it. So everybody's probably very anxious to see what's the plan for bringing this Batman into the DCU, if there is a plan for that at all. Or is it meant to be a prequel? How does this, you know, obviously timeline-wise it is meant to be a prequel, but how does this all fit together? There is not a date for this, but there is supposed to be a HBO Max TV spin-off series based on the Penguin and his kind of rise to power after Falcone. So that is meant to be a prequel to the Batman 2, so we will likely be getting that before the Batman Part 2, but since that's not coming out till late 2025, got plenty of time for that. There's also already a second HBO Max TV spin-off series taking place in that same universe, and that is Arkham Asylum. So we'll be getting a lot more Batman stuff, just without Batman in it, to tide us over until Batman Part 2. Superman Legacy. So we're looking at July of 2025 for that one. James Gunn is planning to script this movie himself, and everyone wants to know what's the status of Superman in the DCU. He is very excited about this movie, and he's saying that it will be the true foundation of our creative vision for the DC Universe. No news on casting yet, but we will be getting a new actor. Who would you like to see play Superman? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, and I might make a separate video with all of your comments and kind of like, you know, talk about how people would do in the role. I think it's very interesting. It's hard. Superman's an important role, a big one. It's hard to fill those shoes. So there is a show called Waller in the works. Now, Peacemaker was greenlit for a second season over a year ago, and if you're anything like me, you've been dying for that season 2. I loved Peacemaker. I thought they found a perfect balance with that show. And while it was greenlit, James Gunn said that he is putting that project on hold so that he can focus on other things, including Waller. And Waller, while I love the character of Amanda Waller and I want more of her, absolutely, having a show that's based on specifically her is difficult, because how is that not just a Suicide Squad show? How much content can we have with Waller if she is not doing what she does best, and that is manipulating prisoners for the government by making these Suicide Squad teams? So it has been said that Team Peacemaker will be in the Waller show. So is this kind of a soft season 2 to Peacemaker? I guess we'll find out. I don't know about you, though, but I'm excited. I'm excited for more Amanda Waller. I'm excited for more Peacemaker. I love what James Gunn has done with that team. We have Sandman Season 2 greenlit, but we don't have a date yet. And then there's a ton of other stuff that we don't have dates for, and that it's kind of too early to really report on. But there's definitely there's plans for things like Booster Gold, more Swamp Thing, The Authority, doing a film for The Authority, doing a Batman Brave and the Bold that would introduce Damian Wayne, but no news yet on how this is going to fit in the timeline of the DCU, who's playing Batman, etc. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow movie, and then there's a lot of talk about finally diving back into Green Lantern and doing a television show called Lanterns, and it would be kind of like an intergalactic police show. I actually think that's a great idea. You know, we get to do like an official DCU Hal Jordan, And hopefully that is the plan going forward, is that DC television series will 100% exist in the same universe. So we're going to stop considering things like, Titans and such to be considered DCU. The Arrowverse is going to be ending in 2023, and it will be over. Lastly, coming up here in just a couple weeks, we have Fan Expo Cleveland. There are some big things happening at Fan Expo Cleveland at the SourcePoint Press booth. We have 3 special guests that will be coming out to sign autographs at the SourcePoint Press booth at Fan Expo Cleveland. If you are anywhere near Ohio, you should look up this show. Cullen Bunn will be signing autographs at the SourcePoint Press booth, and there will be an exclusive Nightwalker's #1 variant cover you can only get at that show. And it's going to be featuring cover art by me, and I will also be there signing as well. So come on out, you got to grab one of those, you got to meet Cullen, he's the best, he's amazing. Heath Amodio is also going to be there. He is the writer for an upcoming comic book series called Copycat, which is based on a story by both him and Cullen also. And we are going to have a special debut ash can of Copycat that he is going to be autographing there as well. And then lastly, Arnon Z, Shorr, the writer of Ben Mortara, is going to be there signing a limited edition variant of the first issue of that series, which is also dropping this month. So we're all really excited. It's going to be a killer weekend. For those who want to come out to meet Arnon, he will only be there on Sunday, but Cullen and Heath will be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will be there. We're going to have a ton of fun. So anybody who is considering attending Fan Expo Cleveland, please drop it in the comments. I want to hear that you're going to be there, and I want you to come say hi. I can't wait. That is it for the news for this episode. On to our guests.